welcome to a Monday edition. Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Let's move YouTube over a bit. Hi Facebook, good morning. That's exactly what you need, right? Extreme close-up of Matty Scone this early in the morning. All right, if you're on Facebook, you know the drill. Please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. If you are on YouTube, please smash the like button and subscribe if you have not done so yet. Subscribing to the YouTube channel is a gigantic help, so we appreciate that very much. A little bit of a deadline. I do have an interview this morning on SiriusXM at 8:30, so I need to be out of the house because I have a 9 a.m. meeting at Guarantee, so I'll be doing the interview on the road. So let's get out of here at about 8:15 Central. So we'll have about 20 minutes or so, maybe a little more than 20 minutes. So if y'all got questions, anything, fire away. MLB Draft is underway, so I guess it's so conflicting, right? It's unlike any other draft where, like, when you're watching the NFL draft, like, you know that your players from your team are gone, right? Like, they're not coming back. They're in the draft, so you want them to go high. It's all good, right? I mean, it's you're pulling for them, and you want those guys to go high, and you hope that benefits your program, and you feel good for them, and also. So, excuse me. Baseball is a little different because you're conflicted because, like, you want the guys in the draft to have great success, right? Like, you want the guys to go high and all that stuff, but you kind of also don't want them to, so they either come back to school or show up at school. So it's a little conflicting. So yesterday was the first round of the draft. So it's round one, then the compensation picks, and then the competitive balance round. So it ended up being 36 picks, and no one associated with LSU was taken. So Marceau, Hill, still waiting. We didn't expect Marceau to go early. Jaden Hill had a chance to be a round one guy. The name that was, I guess, maybe more interesting was Ben Kundra, who's the pitcher who has thrown 100 here in the last year, and then Carter Jensen, the catcher out of Missouri, is another guy who popped up on some mock drafts, in the first round or near the first round. So all those guys still wait. We will see what happens here today with round 2 and the competitive balance round B here on day 2 of the draft. So I would expect you're going to hear all the players that I mentioned. So you have today will be rounds 2 through 10. So you're going to hear those guys I just mentioned, their names called early, but they'll certainly all be called today. But we'll kind of get a better sense of where things stand. Where Devin Fontenot goes today is obviously something that's certainly worth watching. I'd assume he would go today in the top 10 rounds, and if he does, where in that top 10? Marceau no doubt will hear his name called today relatively early, and we'll see. And I'm assuming Landon's going to go ahead and sign and go pro. So we'll see, man. All right, let's say some good mornings here. See what y'all got. NBA Finals. The Bucks win at home yesterday, so it's 2-1 now. Suns leading Milwaukee. Y'all fire away with questions. Let's see. Trivia Carter, good morning. Troy Abear, Brady Smith, morning, Matt. Which LSU commit should we look out for in the MLB draft? Sorry if you've already covered this. No worries, man. So just kind of went through that a little bit. So none went yesterday, but again, Ben Kundra is who you're keeping an eye on today. Also Carter Jensen, the catcher from Missouri. Ian Moeller is a catcher from Iowa, who you kind of have to keep an eye on. Luke Leto is an infielder who could well hear his name called early today as well. He's from Michigan. Those four are probably the commits, or the signees, I should say. Josh Pearson, we talked to Josh last week on AFR, and he's an outfielder. Hang on one second. Big like box truck outside of my house. Just don't know why they're here. Huh. Huh. Anyway. Sorry, there's just a box truck outside of my house with the guys getting out of the truck. I'm like opening up the back. What are y'all doing? That's not the yard crew. Anyway. All right. Sorry, that was really random. I apologize, but thank you for hanging with me with that. Troy Hebert, Nicholas Cantrell, Thomas Lamont. Are you surprised Hill didn't go? I mean, look, here's the thing. So, had he pitched better before Tommy John, I think he would have. Like, here's your example. It is Gunnar Hoagland from Ole Miss. So Gunnar Hoagland went 19 to the Blue Jays, and Hoagland's season ended due to Tommy John as well. So it stinks. Had he not had Tommy John, then sure, he would have gone already. But even with it, had he been pitching better at the time of the injury, he probably would have been taken as well. So no, I'm not surprised. I do think he'll go here in the top 50. He'll be an early round 2 guy, and I think he'll be right there at a 6-figure signing bonus and sign. Cliff Nelson, what's up? Jesse Brown, morning, Matt. Getting back from vacation. Sure, I missed a lot. Hope y'all are well. All good. Hope you enjoyed your vacation, Jesse. Jerry DeLucky, what's up? Surprised Rocker went where he did. So Rocker went 10th to the Mets. I maybe thought he was going to go higher. The Pirates with the first pick took Henry Davis, the catcher from Louisville, and then the Rangers with the second pick took Jack Leiter out of Vanderbilt. Of note, Kumar went 10. Will Bednar from Mississippi State went 14 to the Giants. Kid made himself a lot of money. Wow. I mentioned Hoagland 19. That I think is it for the SEC guys in round 1. Yeah, that's it for the SEC guys in round 1. Craig Schilling, Matt saw Maud looking out his front window. Glenn's coming to mow the grass. Morning, Matt. What round do we have to get for LSU to sign these signees? So Brody, it's never as cut and dried as that, right? So, like, what the hell are these people doing? It's never as cut and dried as that, right? Because sometimes teams will offer over slot value. So remember, the way that it works is every team has a pool of money. I don't mean to get too complicated with this, but every team has a pool of money that they have to spend on the top 10 rounds picks. If you don't spend that money, you can't use it for later round picks, or like it goes away. Like you don't have that money to spend to sign your picks. So you have to spend this pool of money for the top 10 rounds. Every draft selection is assigned a slot value. Basically, if you're the, I mean, I know we've gone over this before, but so here you go. Just as a for instance, so like the Pirates had the first pick, their slot value is $8.415 million. So the kid who went first is getting $8.4 million at least. Leiter, who went second, his slot value is $7.789 million. So Jack Leiter, that's going to be his slot value for that pick. So when you get into round 2, for example, the last pick of round 1 slot value is, and this is the competitive balance round, the Twins at 36, their slot is $2.045 million. So let's say, I think I saw Jaden Hill mocked 44 overall. Well, the slot value at 44 to the Rockies is $1.689 million. Okay, Jaden Hill's going to sign if he gets $1.689 million, obviously. The thing with the commitments are, let's say you're... Are they cutting our grass? Hey, dude, yo, this is so weird. Like, that's not the crew that does our yard, and it's a big box truck outside of my house. I can't see where these guys are, but I can hear the edger. I wonder if they're at the neighbor's house. I don't know, man. I can't even see these guys. I'm sorry, I'm wigging out. Like, I don't have a visual on this guy. I hear the power equipment he's using. It sounds like it's right outside the window, but I can't see him. There he is. It was like trimming the hedges and stuff. Okay. Oh, God. What the hell's going on here? All right, back to the show. Sorry for the disturbance. William Wade Wilson, good morning. Gerald Mathern, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Dylan Landry, Shelby Kelly. How's LSU done through the draft so far in terms of recruiting? Great so far. I mean, nobody's been taken. John Bro, good morning. Bill Schmid, good morning. Stephen Miller, good morning. Sad news from BR. Former Governor Edwin Edwards died this morning. Y'all check out, if you haven't yet, my colleague Michelle Southern has a podcast called Only in Louisiana, and she highlights stories that she covered when she was at Louisiana Radio Network, and one of them, she actually became very close with Trina Edwards, Governor Edwin Edwards' wife, and a lot was made of that story because of their sizable age difference. But it was really enlightening, and if you're interested, I would recommend going and listen to it. But certainly condolences to his family. Kelly Presley, good morning. Michael Cook, good morning. Heath Jennifer Lanier, good morning. James Morgan, like it better them doing MLB Draft after the College World Series. I do too, James. I always thought that was highly I can't say it was unfair. Life's not fair, but it was certainly a distraction during the postseason, during college baseball's postseason, at the draft smack in the middle of it. Kelly Presley, are you surprised how many high school players were drafted? No, I mean, that's pretty much standard, Kelly. You know, the Major League Draft, these guys are drafting potential more than anything. They would rather get them young, get them in the system, because if you can sign them at 18, put them through the minor leagues for 3 years, and then at 21, you have a big leaguer. Well, now you have a big leaguer at 21, and if you have a potential all-star, you got a guy who could play for 10, 15 years for you in the big leagues, right? As opposed to a guy that went to college for 3 years, and if he's still not ready, and then is going to spend another 3 years, 4 years in the minors, then you don't have a big leaguer until he's 24, 25, right? You get a shorter lifespan in Major League Baseball, theoretically. That's why they want to get him as prospects. And then for pitchers, it's obvious. You can control arm care, you can control workload, all development, all that sort of stuff, as opposed to waiting until someone's coming out of college, not really knowing how the arm care went, how all that sort of stuff, right? So no, I mean, high school players being drafted is the norm. Hey, Kelly Gross, good morning. Jared Wrinkles, who do you realistically think comes back to LSU? I do think Devin Fontenot comes back. I think Gavin Dugas is back. I think Gio is going to be encouraged to sign wherever he's taken. I think Hill and Marceau will obviously sign. And then we just got to see about the incoming signees. We got to see where those guys go. It's really the four or so that I mentioned to keep an eye on. Hey, David Wallace, good morning. Tim Gotro, good morning. Jerry DeLucky, decorations E-Rock order from Walgreens are being delivered. I can hear the equipment on the broadcast. I'm sorry about that. That is really loud, y'all. I'm sorry. Wow. That is so stinking loud. That sucks. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, this guy's like trimming hedges right outside of my window. Okay, we'll just power through it. Let's see. Stephen Miller, too little meat on the resume for Hill to garner a first round selection. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you could argue to the contrary. I mean, you got high schoolers going in round one. But yeah, I mean, the fact that he struggled, especially this year, certainly set him back. There's no doubt. Let's see. Raed Abdel Majid, LSU 15-0 football. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not sure if y'all saw. We'll talk about this today. Pro Football Focus put their preseason rankings out, and so keep in mind with Pro Football Focus, that's not like an opinion thing. That's that's using the Pro Football Focus ratings metric. So they rank 1 to 130. So Akron was 130, Bowling Green 129, Texas State 128, ULM 127. So LSU plays ULM. Interestingly, UCLA, who LSU plays in the opener, is 71. So Pro Football Focus not super high on LSU's season opening opponent. They do think highly of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. they've got LSU number 10, the Pro Football Focus preseason metric does. 2% chance of winning the national championship, 6% chance of winning the SEC. But expecting a bounce back. They got Iowa number 9, Notre Dame 8, Florida 7. So, man, I'm telling y'all, everybody it's interesting because I think the idea behind if Florida taking a step back is, well, you lose Kyle Trask and you lose Grimes and all the offensive guys they lost. This guy's literally right. I mean, he is 5 feet from my window. I'm sorry if that's loud, y'all. And then the guy with the blower is coming right behind him. And I gotta go. It's 8:10. But the point is, like, despite the fact of what they lost offensively, everyone keeps ranking Florida very high, which means they must have plenty of talent in the queue, which doesn't surprise me at all. They just always do. I think for Florida, it's going to be similar to LSU. People keep talking about the offense and just assume the offense is going to be there. The defense needs to bounce back. Florida's defense was atrocious last year. LSU's defense was atrocious last year. Everyone keeps asking about, well, it's going to be Brennan, it's going to be Max Johnson. I don't care. I think both are going to be fine. My bigger issue was LSU was the worst defense in the history of the program last year. Like, can Durante Jones come in and make them respectable again? That's the bigger question. Jesus Christ. By the way, so Florida 7, Texas A&M 6, according to Pro Football Focus rankings. Oklahoma 5, Georgia 4, Ohio State 3, Clemson 2. You know who number 1. So, anyway. All right, y'all. Okay, good. Jerry said we can hear it. It's not drowning you out. Okay. It sounds like an airboat in your backyard. Hey, Janet, did you see an LSU tennis player was mixed doubles at Wimbledon? I did not. That's awesome. I'll check to see who it is. Admittedly, I don't think we've ever had a tennis player on AFR before, but former LSU guy playing in Wimbledon. That's pretty cool. Real life wouldn't have it any other way. Tad, that is probably why you watch, right? You come for real life. And Carrie Hughes asking you, right, did you schedule the hedge trimmers? Oh. All right, I gotta go, y'all. So anyway, if anyone has Sirius XM, I'll be on SEC this morning, which might actually also be on SEC Network. I really don't know, but at 8:30, so in 19 minutes. So I need to get out of the house because I got a 9 o'clock meeting down at Guarantee. So as always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing. Need an orthopedist? Go to Brock. Need a roof? Go to Hudco. Or you call Hudco, actually. Go to HudcoRoofing.com. All right. Y'all have an awesome day. Locked on LSU is back today. If you've not yet done so, however you get your podcast, please subscribe to Locked On LSU. And please remember AFR 3. All right, y'all. We will see you. Smash the like there on YouTube. We'll see y'all. Have a great day. Oh.